Good evening, everyone. I'm back. I had some problems with my battery, so I was kind of messing around with this phone, trying to get it to operate. So I guess I'll wait a little while until some people get on here. There's a few things I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to get a podcast started and try to use the knowledge I know to try to help some of my fellow astrophotographers and give them some help or help them on the work that they already have. There's been a number of times where I've had a few friends come to me from data that they shot a year ago and was showing me on Facebook, and I was looking at it and I told him, I said, hey, pull it up. Send it to me. Send me all the raw files. He sent me all the raw files and I worked on it. And then when I returned it back to him, he was like going, no way. I said, yeah, you the data was there. The data was there in your image. You just did not know what buttons to push when you was processing it. So what I wanted to formally say too, astrophotography is an art form. You'll never see one image that is like another. And of course, when you get up into the professional region of it, they become similar. Believe me, kind of work towards a goal, but the goal is to not try to manipulate the data more than you have to get good results. You don't want to be in there moving all these buttons all around and all this. You just want to go boom, 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 done. And the data's got to be there to do it, but you got to know what buttons to push to do it. Now, I personally use Photoshop. I have been using Photoshop since the first day that program was launched. So I had experience years ago in photography, astrophotography, film photography. Yeah, looking through the eyeball and all that good stuff until digital came along. People will ask me, is there any difference in these other programs, the PixInsight and some of these others? I don't know. If you are used to using that particular platform to produce your images and you're getting good results, don't change it. I use Photoshop, somebody else used PixInsight. I have nothing bad to say about it. It all depends on what you want to use to process your images. I personally use Photoshop. So, and been using it for years. But anyway, I'm trying to get a podcast going here. I'm going to try to get, I have a crappy webcam and a microphone that's built into it. It sucks. It won't go above 480p. So I don't want to be on here trying to show people how to do things, processing images with such a low resolution camera, so I got to do something about that. But anyway, I'm going to try to get this thing started. I'm very new to this kind of thing. I've never started a podcast. And let me just say, I'm green as hell when it comes to this. I know a lot of it, all kinds of things, but I don't know production. I just don't know. And so I'm just going to have to weed through it the best I can and try to understand my Texas accent because it's there. And I want to basically leave something behind of me when I pass from this earth. I want somebody to be out there looking at the stars. I'm sorry. And having dreams of their life and things. So, and believe me, I've been on that journey. But anyway, you guys have been so good to me. I cannot say enough about my friends on Facebook. I have the most loyal group of people in my circle that I have ever seen in my life. And it makes me feel proud of them and myself to be able to accomplish such a goal. And sorry, I'm a very emotional person, but that's just the way I am. So, because I've been in bad places and I've been in good places. I've had the whole experience of life, from the good and the bad. Some maybe not worse than others, and some maybe not as good as others, but we've all been there, So I love every single one of you guys. I really do. And I know sometimes I go off the cuff with my politics and things, but I love my country. I love my heritage. And I love who I am and what I am. And nobody's going to take that away from me. And I'm in your corner if somebody's trying to take it away from you. I had kind of a strange thought tonight back in my head. And I was thinking about this, and it just came to my thoughts, and then all of a sudden it just dominated me. I started thinking about it. And back in my mind, Tom, go online and talk about what you're thinking. Maybe somebody will understand you. The only way I can try to explain what I'm talking about is to give you a little history lesson first, because of where we're at now. And this is not about politics. It's not about politics. It's about humanity itself. Back in the Dark Ages, people tried to expand. Some got on boats and came to America. There was always a place to expand, always a place to go, always a place where you could feel safe for yourself without somebody controlling you. Humans have been doing this for, I would guess, 500,000 years at least. They have been grouping and growing and growing and growing until we are to the point to where we're at today. Sadly, where we're at today, there is no more frontiers. There is no more places to run. No places to get away from a tyrannical government that's going to kill you or hurt you or enslave you. The earth right now, and I'm going to represent her as a living organism, because when you walk outside that porch, you see all the life everywhere. The earth is a living organism. Period. She has been raising life on this planet for billions of years. Raising, producing this little ball that we see here, this little blue little ball, precious little ball that we all call us. She's telling us to expand. She's telling us to move forward. She's telling us to move out into space, to evolve. That's what she's telling us. I believe she's pissed off because we have muddied her waters, drained her resources, sucked her water tables dry. But she wants us to push forward because all of those resources are out there, waiting for us to grab a hold of them. to where we can stop destroying the very planet that gave us birth. She's telling us to evolve, to move forward, to grow up. She's raised us a long time. And I believe the earth thinks that we're ready. But are we ready up here? The human consciousness, the human mind. Are we ready? Are we ready to take that next step? The frontier is gone here on this little small planet. The frontier is out there. That's the only thing that I know of at this moment that will get us out of the conflicts and the mess that we're in right now, and the way that we treat each other. Because there's no room. There's no room for all of us here, and all of us have an opinion, whether if it's good or bad. It's time for us to move out. It's time for us to grow up and start treating each other with the same respect that we would want ourselves, and grow and mature. We have the technology right now to do everything that I'm saying. But the problem we have is this grip of greed and power and money. It just grips us and holds us down to the ground and will not let us fly. Because it wants to control us and take all that energy out of us. That's the one that we got to deal with. Is the human nature of being greedy. Of only thinking about yourself and not anyone else. Could you just imagine what the human species could do, even if half of us worked together? Think about it. There's lots of opportunities out there that are going right down the toilet because we're letting all of it go by us at a pace that's hard to see. And I'm hoping that we will get rid of all of this bigotry and this hatred that's been stirring around the country. That's not helping us. It's not helping us. All it's doing is bringing up old stuff, old scabs, old skins, and keeping us bitter. Let's move forward. We're all here living together on this little small planet, trying to survive. All of us are trying to do that. Why don't we try to understand that all of us are trying to do that, and we're all on the same page? It's so easy to think that way if you train your mind to do it and think that way every single day. Because once humanity starts working together as a team is when we're going to the stars. And that's what it's going to take. And Mother Earth is telling us to grow up. Or she's going to force us to grow up. And I don't want to go into the force part, but I think a lot of you understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, I wanted to say I'm trying to get a podcast going. It's going to be very difficult for me because I've never done anything like this before. And of course, I got my own stresses here with the things that I got to deal with here, and it weighs on my mind every day about how I'm going to survive. All of us have that burden, whether if you want to understand it or not. We all have that burden. But it could be easily lifted if we open our minds and learn how to communicate and work together as a team. As humans, as humanity, instead of all of the blood, slaughter, and name calling, and whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I love you guys. You have a good day. And please take care of yourself, because all of us are going through our trials every single day. There's never a single day that we're not facing a trial. That's just human. And I think that humans make more of the problems on them. You know what I mean? We make our own problems. So you guys have a good day and clear skies, and I love every one of you. And be careful and be safe. Good night.